Today we're going to talk about a topic that we don't really want to talk about.
No, not really.
We like our videos to be fun and positive and entertaining, but today we're going to talk about the crime rate in Cuenca.
Yes, and we're going to share some safety tips with you as well.
That you can use in any city, not just Cuenca.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, crime is a problem anywhere humans congregate.
Yes, it is. And it is an important topic to discuss.
It is. Yeah, and the reason why we're talking about this now is because it's been kind of a trending topic. There have been a couple of articles written in CuencaHighLife about crime. And there's a blog post that was written quite a long time ago, but it was recently updated. And now it kind of looks like it's recent when it's really not recent. And I think that's also raising some fears. We've had a lot of people ask us about crime in Cuenca, either through email or a blog post. We had one of our subscribers tell us that they recently had their phone stolen. And so we felt like it's important to talk about this.
Oh, it most definitely is. We all want to feel safe wherever we're at. And you all need to be aware that there certainly is crime here in Cuenca and in Ecuador.
Yeah, we don't live in a crime-free utopia.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. We haven't found a lot of really good current stats on the lesser crimes like theft and pickpocketing. But we do have stats on the homicide rate.
Right.
And in Cuenca, according to the governor of Azuay, the murder rate in Cuenca is at 3 per 100,000. Now, to put that in perspective, in Denver, it's 9.5 per 100,000. So it's more than 3 times higher in Denver. And for all of Ecuador, it's 5.7 per 100,000. And to put that in perspective, in the United States, it's also 5.7 per 100,000. It's exactly the same. So the violent crime rate's very similar here as it is in the States. There's a citizen group here in Cuenca that has been claiming the crime rate is increasing, and there aren't any real stats to support that. Either way, we don't know for sure. The government says that the crime rate hasn't changed in 3 years, and that most of the stories are anecdotal. We just don't know. Yeah,
we don't know. But the bottom line is that we know people who have been victims of crime, and we know crime is happening here.
Yep.
So again, we need to talk about it.
Yeah. It's important to keep this stuff in mind regardless of where you are, because, I had my bag stolen when I was traveling to Foster City, California. It's a really nice suburb of San Francisco. And I had gotten in late on a business trip and stopped at a restaurant, my favorite place, on the way to the hotel. And the rental car company gave me an SUV without a cover in the back. And I thought, it'll be safe. This is a really nice area. And somebody broke the window out of the rental car and stole my backpack, had 2 laptops in it, my iPod, those were back in iPod days, had my passport, had a Garmin GPS device in it. It was about $3,000 worth of stuff in that backpack that got stolen in a really nice part of town in the United States.
Yeah.
So it can happen anywhere. You just have to be really vigilant wherever you go.
Yeah, and I had completely forgotten until right this minute. Remember when somebody tried to break into our house?
Oh, yeah.
And then I freaked out, and we had the state-of-the-art alarm system installed.
Yeah.
It cost us a lot of money.
That guy, we had every nook and cranny in that house wired after that incident.
Yeah, but that was partially our own fault, because you could see I had my desk set up with I had 2 monitors, and you could see it from the window. Yeah. So that was my stupid
we put
mistake.
Up a screen so that you couldn't see that stuff anymore. And that happened in Greenwood Village, Colorado.
Yeah.
In a suburb, really nice neighborhood.
Yeah, you just never know, unfortunately. And
after we sold our house and moved downtown to Denver, we felt unsafe a lot down there.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, because we lived in uptown Denver, and we like to go out to eat for dinner, and we'd be walking home at night. The streets were not well lit. There were a lot of homeless people and other just scary looking people on the streets, and a lot of times we felt really unsafe. More so there than here.
Yeah.
The streets are better lit here.
At least they are in our neighborhood.
Yeah, the streets that we walk on have much better lighting.
But now we live in Cuenca, and obviously we need to be very aware of our surroundings and do our due diligence so we do not become victims of a crime.
And there are a few gambits that the pickpockets especially like to use. And those are the crimes we hear about, we mentioned before. So that's what we're going to talk about, how to avoid getting pickpocketed or robbed.
Right.
And so one of the gambits they use, I call the foam gambit. They'll come up to you with shaving cream and put it on your coat or your sleeve or your bag and say, oh, it looks like you've got something on you. When you take it off, like you take your backpack off to look, they grab it and run off. That happened to a friend of ours. So avoid the foam gambit. And we're going to give you some tips in just a minute about how to avoid these things and how to be safe when you're out and about. So then another one that they like to use is the group gambit, where a whole group of people surround you, waving signs or balloons or whatever, and try and distract you while one or more in the group picks your pockets.
Yeah, I've heard about this from multiple sources, and I think it's a pretty popular tactic, especially around the holidays and festivals, that we get groups of pickpocketers. So there's definitely groups of professional criminals that will come and work an area. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Then there's the distraction gambit, where you'll be standing there maybe watching your luggage or something, and somebody will come up and say, "Oh, are those your keys?" And they point over there, and when you look away, they grab your stuff and run off.
Right.
So those are 3 of the gambits. Also, we have a friend that got his bag stolen in the bus. He put it in the overhead bin. Don't do that. Don't put it in the overhead bin. But he did that, and they stole his backpack.
Yeah.
And then we have a Cuencano friend, who had his car broken into. He left a bunch of stuff on the seat, a laptop and some other things. And when he came out, I think he was at a friend's house, he came outside and window was broken and they stole his stuff. Yeah. I learned that lesson the hard way. Never leave anything in plain sight in a car.
Yeah, that really was unfortunate, obviously, for him.
Yeah. And we've also heard about phones getting stolen and wallets especially during Carnival and the other festivals. So if you're in a large group of people and having fun, you got to pay extra attention. Just leave the stuff at home.
Yeah, just do yourself a favor and don't bring it with you.
Yeah, just leave it at home. And then a friend of ours who's Cuencana, born and raised here, she said that she had her bag broken into at Feria Libre when she was shopping for groceries.
Yeah, her backpack.
So, she said that they didn't get anything of value, but
it still happened. And again, that's an area where the government did say that crime has increased in that area, the Feria Libre area, and then Terminal Terrestre, I think. Terrestre, the bus station area. They did say that. At least that's what we read in CuencaHighLife.
Yeah.
So anyway, it sucks, but these things happen.
Yeah, so now we're going to share some safety tips in no particular order. And the first one is pay attention to your surroundings.
Yes.
Don't let your guard down.
Yes.
The next one is make eye contact. So if you see somebody coming toward you, just make eye contact, say hola, acknowledge them, be aware and pay attention. Unless
you're getting a really, listen to your instincts. If you're getting a weird vibe, avoid that person.
Yeah, yeah, cross the street. Yeah. And that's the next one is don't walk alone at night.
Right. And when I walk alone, I always walk alone on a crowded street. So I don't walk along the Tomibamba and the Riverwalk or anything like that. I know that there's police over there that are kind of, guarding the area, but I still don't put myself in a position like that. I always stay on the main roads.
And she doesn't walk at night by herself either. No. And then avoid the dark streets and trails that are around town or wherever you are. Just don't walk on dark streets and trails.
Right.
Although we sucked at that in Denver because so many of the streets were not well lit.
Yeah. Well, but we were together too. I mean, there's no guarantee nothing will happen with you if you're with somebody else, but there's more safety in numbers, we'll say.
Don't stand around and talk to people on a dark street at night. Yeah.
So when we have people over here and we're winding down, we just say our goodbyes inside our courtyard.
And we do our welcomes inside the courtyard too.
Yeah.
We come in, close the gate,
to get
and
everybody
then say hi
out.
And goodbye.
And again, we've never had a problem in our neighborhood, but this is just things that we all need to keep in mind regardless of where we live. It's just to be extra safe.
Yeah. And wear a crossbody bag and don't take it off. If somebody tells you there's something on it.
Yeah, so when I'm walking around, I have my bag. It's a crossbody, and I usually have a bag with my jacket and umbrella in it too. But I always have a hold of my stuff. And I do have my phone out every once in a while, but then I make sure I put it back securely and keep going.
Yeah, and wear your backpack in front if you're in a crowd. So if you're out and there's a lot of people around, you can move your backpack and wear it in front. So that you have an eye on the zippers and it's less easy to break into.
Right, or maybe get one of those
secure backpacks.
We haven't tried those. I don't know, but I've heard good things.
On the bus, don't put your backpack in the overhead bins. Either put it on an empty seat next to you or on the floor and have your foot through a loop and your arm through a loop. Don't let it out of your possession.
Yeah, we never do that. I always put mine right on the floor right in front of me.
Mm-hmm. So if you have a car, don't leave stuff laying on the seat.
Right.
Yeah, I have not done that since I got all of my stuff stolen. I will never, ever make that mistake again. The company that I had 2 laptops, one was mine, one belonged to the company. They were not happy.
I'd be more concerned about your passport getting stolen.
Yeah,
that was pretty major.
I had to notify the government immediately on that one.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Okay, at festivals, leave everything at home. Don't take anything with you. And whatever you do take, if you want to take your phone or some money, put it in a security belt underneath your clothes.
Right.
That can't be broken into. But the best thing is just to leave everything you can at home.
Absolutely. Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. That was profound.
Oh, well, thank you.
For the foam gambit, if somebody puts foam on your arm or your backpack, just keep going. Don't stop. Try to walk toward people or into a restaurant or a store. And for the group gambit, plow through them if they're already on you. If you see them coming, pay attention again to your surroundings. If you see them coming, go into a store or a restaurant, cross the street.
Right.
If they have already surrounded you, scream help and just try and push your way through and out.
Right.
I know we've never experienced it, but
I haven't.
It's got to be scary.
I'm sure it's terrifying.
God, I can't imagine. I'd be scared to death, but you have to be prepared mentally. It will help you if you're prepared. So I try to think about, like, what would I do?
I just avoid.
Yeah, cross the street.
Yep. I know that too, especially when we're talking about the groups that come in with the posters and whatever, that a lot of times people will start talking about that on Facebook. So pay
Gringo
attention.
Post too, right?
No,
just Facebook.
Maybe Gringo Post. I can't remember, but I know I saw people talking about it on Facebook if they had spotted some of those groups. So people put the word out, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then you have a better idea of what to avoid. The other thing you want to think about is that it's not always going to be some scary looking person.
Yeah.
That some of these people that are professional criminals, they just look like normal people, or maybe they look like a family.
Yeah, it could be kids.
And they're trying to play on your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm. They'll use kids too. There's sometimes these groups have kids in them.
Yep. So
you think they're just being nice. They're not.
The thing that happens to us most of the time is that people will try to get us to give them money. And we just keep walking.
Yeah, we say gracias, buena suerte.
Yeah.
Or no gracias.
Yeah.
No gracias, buena suerte, and we just keep walking.
And we just keep walking.
Yeah.
Because you just can't stop. Because then they try to rope you in and keep you until they can get something out of you.
Yeah. And then the distraction gambit, be suspicious of everyone. If you don't know somebody and they come up and say, oh, are those your keys or is that your wallet? Just be uber suspicious. Don't trust anyone you don't know.
I know, and it sucks to have to say that because the truth is that 99.9% of the people here are awesome. Mm-hmm. People are really friendly. They're very helpful.
Yep.
We feel safe here, but we still need to be aware that if there's people out there with ulterior motives, and those people suck.
Yeah, there are really unethical people, and it's easy for us to get taken advantage of, us nice people, because we don't want to think other people are trying to take advantage of us, because we wouldn't do that to people. Right. So our instinct is to think the best of people, and that makes us targets for the worst of people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that is true.
All right, and so the big advice here on any of this stuff is just keep walking, don't stop, and if you feel threatened, go toward people. If you see people playing in the park or walking down the street in a group, walk toward them, step into a restaurant or a store, and yell for help if you feel really threatened.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to do that. One final word, if you are in a situation that you can't avoid and you feel threatened and in danger, hand over your stuff. You can replace your things, but you can't replace yourself.
Absolutely. Your life is much more valuable than your property. We feel safe in our neighborhood and in the areas that we walk through frequently, but we don't know all of Cuenca, and I do know that there are some areas around town that are probably not as safe as where we are. And we want to, make sure you guys are aware of that. we also want to remind everyone that Cuenca is a very friendly city. We feel safe here. People here are really nice. So we don't want to tell you guys, oh my gosh, you need to, walk out with your suit of armor.
Yeah, we're not trying to fearmonger. We're just trying to address a trending topic, basically something that is on people's minds more so recently.
Right, and it's a really important topic. And I think that no matter where you're at, we all need to revisit this topic periodically, because what we realized as we were going through and preparing for this video is that we have been a little lax.
Yeah, we haven't been as vigilant as we could be.
Yeah. So this was a good reminder for us as well.
It is. Hopefully you found it useful and you can apply some of these safety tips in any of the big cities that you travel to. And on that note, I think we're done for today.
I think we're done for today, so we will see you all soon.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Ciao.